everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and I hope you're having a great day today because I sure am. We're looking at Chk Chk Boom's dance practice and I believe it's a fixed cam, and that is music to my ears, dancing to my eyes. I cannot wait to take a look at this. At this point in time, I've already seen the music video, I've already taken a listen to the entire album, first time doing that, really fun, as well as the performance version to get a cinematic understanding of kind of where the placements of the choreo is. I love looking at dance practices for two reasons. Firstly, it is because I get to now do a just take, get to tackle this routine and see what it actually feels on my body. The second thing is also going to be along the lines of we get to see what the transitions are, what the format of the choreo is, but also supporting Stray Kids and not a music show. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is confirming so many things for me, because I'm telling you right now, they're going more full out here than they did in the performance version, the dance shorts that you've been seeing in the music video. This is way more full, and that makes me so happy. I was really worried about that. Ugh, look, they're getting spaghetti at Mima's house, come on. Yeah. I am curious who did which sections, because I do know Lee Jung's involved on this, Weedon Boys is on this, I think MOTF is also on this. Oh. I low-key almost pretty much learned it just from seeing it so much. Ah, I like how I modified it. Ah! I may learn this part too, just do the whole thing. Whew! What's up? Now, did some people kind of wish that Lino would flip his shoe off like he did in the intro 8 album preview? Yeah, most likely. I knew that he probably secured those shoes like nobody's business. Okay, so these outfits look very similar to whenever they filmed the short. So my gut tells me they probably filmed those after this maybe, because they're like, this takes priority. I don't quite know any of that. That's fine. I'm so happy. You guys may have been like, Jess, what are you talking about? How is this more full out than the shorts and the music video and the performance version? I will tell you. We're actually going to tackle the chorus first because that's something that we're the most saturated in seeing, and then we'll just kind of low-key just do an overview of the rest of it, because I've already talked extensively about a lot of different factors of this choreo. I think my one note that still stands, it is a lot more in unison than I was expecting. I think the music video did give me more of an impression that there was going to be more levels represented. So that's honestly my only kind of observation that I would give to this. Not a critique, just observation. I think that's just what they wanted to vibe with. I had also mentioned during the reaction, I already kind of looked through who choreographed it. Now, are they going to have demos out? I hope so, but you never know when they puzzle piece it. So let me see though. This part, I really like that part. All right, we're gonna talk about this. So when you know what, I'll do you one even better. Please hold. pulling up the receipts. We're looking at the shorts. Here we go. So it was specifically Hyunjin I was looking at, because whenever you see him in the music video, then you see him in the shorts, and then you see him in this dance practice, you'll notice something. So watch his upper body. That part's fine. Bangchan is, I think, the most similar out of everybody, but notice how subdued or courteous to the screen they're being. Boom, Chk Chk, boom. So that's like, you know, a little compilation of everybody. Okay, going back, look at the fullness you are about to see. Watch. Straight out the gate, right there. Yeah, the usage on that head is about the same. All of this, you could tell based on the commitment, boom, boom, ch, ch, boom. There's also way more clarity going on in these choices in comparison to the performance version. Because you want it, boom. Yeah, so if you watch Hyunjin over here, that is your biggest indicator on the full outness of the circumstances in which they're filming it. So this is the ideal format that I was looking for, I was waiting on, and that's why I'm so freaking glad I waited to do a just take when I watched this, because this is way easier to follow in the full outside of things than the shorts for me. Because going back to the shorts, when you go and you look at this, it is so conversationally subdued that it was concerning to me, and I was admitted of this. I did not know if I would be able to do it comfortably without psyching myself out with how they were doing it. Now here's the thing, they're still doing it they're doing it very, very well. Duh, right? But this is more of my comfort level of I know where to go full out, where it needs to pop off, how big they are going respectively, because they're also very much individuals, but it gives me a better reference. Who do I personally feel better about following? So, all that here. Yeah, even there, that little boom, they even all add this extra residual reverb going on in the head, or just this I'm catastrophic, boom, ra-ta-ta-ta, I'ma make it, ra-ta-ta-ta, I'ma make it, boom, boom. They're way more clear on all that mess. Thank you, boys, so much. Okay, so here we go. Overview time from the top. This beginning, really dope. Shout out to them for not looking awkward whenever you can clock their face. They're just there. They're focused. They're not laughing or anything. I mean, of course, that's fine if they do choose to do that, but it is nice that they want us to focus on the center. There's nothing that's contributing to the choreo that is a distraction from that imagery. So that's great. All this looks great. The look forward. Oh, that is definitely looking like you're being, you know, clocked on a sight from like a sniper, you know. That was really dope there. Nice, boom, boom. Right out of the gate, that boom, boom, really, really full. And yes, they're all wearing like a similar color palette. They are still in different textiles, different types of fits, but I do think that this feels a little bit more communally in check. They're in more comfortable outfits. And I've said this many, many times, and I still stand by it. And this is a great example as to why. Because whenever you're in comfortable clothes, in a comfortable environment where you're working on choreo, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a better run out of it in a rehearsal spot, because I bet you, look, those are mirrors that they have covered up right now. Whenever they had this shot, they probably were able to review it and do whatever, but when you're on a performance, when you do performance version, you're in an environment that is more unfamiliar when you do the choreo. Your fits that you're wearing, you're not as familiar with wearing. Now, you can do the job, you're professional at your job, but I'm saying that this is the most prime opportunity to get it done in a way that's going to feel the most implicitly successful for you, because that's how you learned it, was in comfortable outfits, in a comfortable environment, at your pace. And in this case here, they could control, they probably had a time limit, maybe because they're busy people, but they had the environment, they can look and make correction in the mirror. And that's a very comfortable, reassuring thing to have. Even though you have them covered up, you still have something to help with that. So that's why I say, like, this right here, your dance practices are going to have a higher success rate in being more full out and more of the ideal format on how the choreo is to be presented, even though the vantage point that we're getting is a fixed cam, right? Even, you know, and that's a whole nother conversation topic, but I am so glad that this exists now so we can talk about it. all this here. I love that choice where you have the isolation going on. There's beauty in the fixed cam because you get to truly see what texture they're doing, and you don't have this panning camera that can take away from what you're watching. Because that right there, that was an ISO in the lower half that you could not clock in the performance version. Because this right here, you can't see when you have it traveling over to stage right. Now that's fine, but it's for me, you get to be more impressed with what you're watching whenever you get to see a fixed cam. So this part right here, I like the accent there. That right there, do you see the snap off, that rebound that they all did and the quickness of that? Ugh. Ugh. Love that ding, boom, ugh, on the basses, bless it. To the fixed cams, golly, Bang Chan, boom, do you notice the fullness of his upper body as he shifted into that? Disgusting. Ugh. So they go full and then they chill it out on the tail end. Ugh, this is amazing. And they go over and over, da 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 da. Ooh. Yeah, bum ba da da da. And they went, they kept it a little bit more full on this because he went da 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 da, bum ba da da da. That makes more sense there. And then from here, Changbin. I do feel like both with this section and the barra, that section, those are different ways that he, not word played, but he like tone played than we're used to hearing from him specifically. Now, once like I said, I've really only covered title tracks and B-sides that have music video visuals to them with Stray Kids. So if there are tracks that they have on their albums that he has this type of tone play, I may not have heard of them, because my marathon is only to the extent in which there's cinematic, equivalences. But I digress. This is really freaking dope, though. Like, all this here, I really like that, where he goes and he's traveling it forward. I like the stationary effect of all in them facing over on stage right. You could tell, based on my tone and how I'm coming across on this, how excited I am to really talk about this. This is so cool. So that's bebulos, like, I'm full, right? And that little, that's cute. It's a little, like, feeling like a little chihuahua on the back. And then you do a little, like, we're dabbing. It's fun. Picking it up. No, this part is the march step, or you call it an MC rock, but they're a little bit more laid back on it. They're brushing. We like it. Very simple transition. There's just simple in the transitions, but I like the fact that we have content that we're seeing, and honestly, the transitions don't feel so, not manufactured, but like they don't feel as much of a like, oh, I'm noticing them as much. It could just be because there's other elements I have the privilege of appreciating that helps with filling in the gaps of what the transitions were showcasing in the performance version. Now here, in this case, I like that bleed over, really nice, and having him framing in, yeah, I'm strong, everybody makes their own choice, that yeah. Now I like Changbin's subtlety in the head ISO. I personally wish this was a bigger head ISO because I just love them, and it's a really cool element. Just like auto-tune's a really dope vocal element you can use. It's a craft. Listen to Theodore Payne, like ever, and he's just a freaking banger on it. But having like a head ISO is really dope because it does have this like, not like a neo-human like perspective on stuff, and it's just really cool. Also, it looks like Hyunjin and Bangchan are taking a little bit higher approach on things, or maybe that could just be the run-through. Okay, so we go from low to mid is what that looks like, going from traveling from side to side. I'm a pop. Now that part was way easier for us to see in clarity. Seungmin goes pop. Very nice on the transition shot, and you got that. They did another little overhead, this time just like they did before. Of course, timing I think could be a smidgen better on the range on that. And then from here, they're picking up side to side. I got them, so I like this. Look, we can tell the direction in which they're shooting, so it feels more intentional. Then that was cool. It was a really dope, little pop off to breakaway. Now the question is, what are we doing? I think they were all taking their guns and aiming them at Bangchan is what it felt like. So they go, and we're moving, and we want that ride. I love that ride. Similar. That little boom. Yes, subtlety is your best friend on that. Now this part hits you like a truck. I'ma make you. So it's really full on the consonant truck, right? Phonetically, really dope on that. That crispness, so I have that, and we just a nice legato. Fly. And then of course it has like that mundane monotone vibe about it, and so having like a mundane approach, not like meaning like there's like a subtlety to it, not like mundane like this is boring, but giving this laid back aesthetic about it versus rocking it back, but leaning forward on it is way better. Now back to the chorus. That right there, boom, I can tell right there we are about to pop off. That is different. That different in setup. Maybe it's because we're way more saturated in the movement quality of it. There's probably a mix of that as well, but here we go. Don't you want it, boom. Yeah, even like with the throw on the head on the side. That was a nice detail. Yeah, ra-ta-ta-ta. Ooh. Make it boom, boom, ch-ch, boom, boom. Yeah, and I like with the pull, and they're letting the head guide the direction of the transition. My one note, once again, I like the formations. I personally wish we had more levels. I'm fine with the dynamics they have, with the ripples, whatever, you know, just a simple click, click, click aesthetic about it. I just want to see more ripples, especially with an 8-member group, because I'm also trying to operate from the lens on if this is the very first choreo I'm looking at with the group, which my first one was La 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 before I went on my big old journey on looking at their movement quality more recently. I would give the same note. I still feel this way. The chorus, I feel I tend to be a smidgen more forgiving because I understand the format of challenges, and it's easier for people to cover the chorus whenever it's more unison. I get that. However, the verses, I feel like we could do maybe 1 to 2 more exploratory variants of what we're currently doing. But also there's so many things. You got the album prep, you got other things that they're doing. We have no idea how dense this comeback is realistically going to be. We only have like the whispers, right? Or what we've been told and notified of, or the hypotheticals. So there's a chance this is one of potentially many tracks that are going to have a choreographic perspective. I do know with Jam, there's going to be a performance vibe of it because it was talked about with Hyunjin and in the album preview. So we know some of these are going to get more love than we're expecting, which is cool, but that could be a logistic reason as to why we are not really exploring a ton on the levels. Also, it is a puzzle piece choreo, meaning you had a lot of hands on it, and sometimes when you have a lot of hands, that's kind of the end product that ends up happening, is you get like the content of it. But I don't know, you know, if MOTF, they're the ones that are normally like helping with a lot of the choreo with this group. That I do know, but there's also a couple people on the JYP performance direction side that kind of should be the auditors for this. I just don't know how much hands-on they got to be for this in the time frame they were given. So that's a big thing too to factor in. Yeah, so catastrophic. Notice he didn't go super full here. He could, but he didn't because we're training for the singability of it. The pop off. Yeah, so some of us had a way more fullness. I think Hyunjin, we're going to clock him here. Yeah, la ta ta ta, I'ma make it. And then Bangtan had a more personable approach to it. Yeah, so it goes da-da-dun-da-da-dun-dun, so the step happens on the bass. Yes. This is way more readable too because I did say in the performance version, when you deal with audio overlay, it does get tricky to clarify your musicality. It happens sometimes. Here, it is much more clear because this is the audio that is in the space. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I'm able to realistically understand where everything goes more effectively, and my exposure to the track itself, even if I can't really hear all of the timbres in this track, in this video, I can still clock. They're going on the bass. Oh, they're syncopating it on the tone. Oh, they're going counts. Like I have way more clarification because I have no qualms on in post-production. Do they actually properly audio overlay this with 15,000 cuts on it? It's really hard to get everything in check. So this is I love the one takes. We're here for it. Chk Chk, boom. Yeah, that ch ch. And just keeping this still where you're having so much fullness on there is really nice. And I'm just being real. I have a feeling I reversed all this mess just by watching it in this version. So we're gonna see how long it realistically takes me to learn this. So I like this, really chill. That feels very similar to the music video. This vibe here, I love it. Bang Chan said we're gonna do squat day, and Hyunjin said I'm gonna be taking a breather. I love it. And I like dun 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 dun. More place there, more clear to see here. Dun dun dun. And of course, because they got closer, there was a bit of a space or a bit of a gap happening over a smidgen more on stage, right? Yeah, I'm not a change man. They step outs on this. Yeah, this was just step outs. Da 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 da. Really nice on that. Cool. A little bang. And now we're back to this formation, but notice that it's not multi-level, not the drop, 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 but having Chanbin right here versus in the music video. I'm going to tell you this right here, and I may watch the music video making of in a separate one just to see if they talk about this. Changbin, for all of the performances except for the music video, is hanging out over on stage left. Why is that? It could be one of two reasons. Firstly, it was originally choreographed where he was in center They filmed it for the music video, and then they made the audit and have him move over for the sense of cohesion on where he goes in his travel and context from before and after the formation. The second reason could be if you look in the room in which they're filming the choreo in, it could be because they may not have had enough room to clock all of them in the space for the type of camera shot they were going for, and he may not have had enough lighting. So moving him to center for that moment with a baratata would have been easier to read for the visual of Felix being moved away on that what is it, the bolt cam, right, where they go, you know, where it's stuck in, it's able to make the same camera shot. So that would be my guess as to one of two. There'd be two potential reasons as to why that is. There could be a third reason. I'm always wanting to learn, but out of anything in the making film, that would be my biggest question. It's so minimal, but it's just a curiosity thing. Why did Changbin move to stage left and all the other versions except for the music video would be my question. Now, I like, that barashit. Ugh, it's such a vibe, that brah. And I like the fact that he does it. You know why? Because in Spanish, you roll your R's sometimes, and in English, you don't. So it's like really cool. And I don't believe in Korean you really roll your R's either based on the phonetics like I've been learning. So I really like that we have that involved here because it does tie into to a lot of like the Spanish like peekaboo words that are popping off and the Latin beat in the back. Ugh, so cool. I really like the subtlety of that. I still like that every time. That's clean. And then right here, we get in spaghetti. We're about to get spaghetti, and I like how we pull from the wrist and then we let the fingers come up. There we go. You notice they twirl in it, and I like it, you know, because you got Mima over here. You got your best friend's house over here. Everybody's getting spaghetti. I've said that every single time, and I love it every single time. I want more of that. I want more dynamics like that because it introduces your choreography and repackages it in a fun, interesting way. And, you know, the music video visuals are bomb. Literally, pun intended and unintended. It's freaking dope. Performance version's really cool, but it did leave me a little bit with more questions than answers. You already have quickly noticed my preference, and I say this with most groups, preference is going to be the dance practice or the performance version every time. For the reason of the fixed cam one take. It's just more impressive. I like that. Da-da-da-da changement. Oof! And then right here, we're just doing the walks. Notice that we're rolling through. We noticed that before. Or we're bringing the arm up. Now, it's not quite sure we like clock in, hey, I have an earpiece in, you better call me. Or if it's just, I can't hear you. Like, where your elbow goes does give a different intention. Whether you're using one or two fingers also changes the look too. That is what it is. Right here, based on how they're holding it, it looks like we have like your hand on a trigger. That's where you have this little subtle bend of the index finger. So that's what that's looking like for me. So if you're somebody who's learning the choreo, that would be a little note there. Because you have a lot of gun imagery, this would be kind of your go-to like fun fist kind of choices on that. If you watch Felix, you'll see that. The fire, I like this one. I do think the outfits that they were wearing in the music video really showcased that, and a lower vantage point really helped showcase the body roll more. But it's still a fixed point on the arms. Right here, that was cool. I still like that. The walks, not too distracting like they were. That too, notice we go more, we still have this imagery like you saw in the very, very beginning, but it's now down to just the single fingers and a group of four, having people transition in. Really nice little peekaboo effect. I like that. They take it. Wow, let's go. Yeah. Ooh, hold on. Do I get my clarification now? Let me see. Timing was... Oh, here we go. Ooh. Now, my back row went at the same time as my middle row, is what just happened right there. I don't know what that's going on. Oh my god. It is what it is. I'm not doing the section, so it's not really my concern. I guess out of the three versions, I don't think the music video had that. I would say go performance over this. That's really one of the only things I would say go performance on, because I think it's clear on the lines on it. Musicality can't help you as much, and normally I can try to figure it out. My brain's still not braining it. Maybe like in a blue moon I'll go back and look and I'll be like, I'm so silly, this is what it is. Because this is not the first time this has happened. But anyway, this is fun. I think Han went the wrong way on accident. Or it's Lino. So watch. Because if you're going off of lines, You have Han and Bangchan going one way. You see Lino going the same way as Ian and Changbin. So watch right here on this boom, 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 boom. And that's part was that intentional? I don't know. We'll find out. But I love the opposition on that. That's a really dope. Like, I like little things like that. We're here for it. Here we go. Now, I still stand by this. Your tone does change things up. Notice, boom. You have Hyunjin in the back of this. I find that interesting. He does go the most full out on the choreo. Boom, boom, boom. What does you want it? Oh, no, that's trophic. I like Bangchan's. I think MVP for the choreo goes to Bangchan. He's the most consistent out of everybody across all fronts on these choices, on going high to low. And I'm talking more level than texture. When it comes to the texture award, I really like how Hyunjin does it in the first course, but I really like how Bangchan does it across the board. So that's why he gets the MVP award for the actual choreo. And he goes in the center right there, the pickup on that. Let's see that one more time. They also have this little lean, so they're crunching it over just a smidge in the obliques as they're picking up the arms. They're using their back to make this feel more powerful, because if you're just going to lift the arms, it's going to look sporadic. So that's why it's important to use your back, I'm assuming, on the bass. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and this little wind up. Ooh, and this little dig right here. I love the lean of the torso. I still feel that way. Way to go, guys, for keeping that, because sometimes you just see people do the arms, do the leg, but you don't see the lean that caters and digs into the pocket of the bass. That's what I love seeing. Yeah, his tongue stuck out. He likes that section. You know how I know? I stick my tongue out when I'm having a great time. So that's what we're digging into. That right there. Deviation. We're leaning because who freaking cares? This feels so good to do. That's what that looks like. We love it. And it makes me want to learn it, so I probably will learn it. I love that. Boom, boom, boom. Really like the triple, and I like the levels on that, too. Fan service for those who are fans of Felix. You're welcome. From there, little body roll. Yeah. Bom, 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 bom. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, subtlety there. Very nice. That tang, tang, tang. Nice. Now, we did see Jam Republic cover this. I don't think they choreographed it, though. Their name's not on the credits based on who was tagged. Alex Hoan is also on this. And so whenever I saw the lineup of who was a part of the choreographic process, I was like, of course. Of course you got Alex on it, Weedham Boys on it, MOTF, and Lee Jung on it. Because there's just a bit of like that some of these choices are giving Weedham Boys because of the lean and the choice of the head. Because that's what I was used to seeing from like Ingyu. Especially, he gives in some of those choices and how he hits in the pocket. And Alex also does some weird choices on textures, but that's what makes it work. And so that's why for me, like, that makes so much sense. I guess, with Weedham Boys, they do take a conversational viral approach, and that's where some of these choices come in. I do, with Alex, I do expect more complexity in texture choices, but so I think that one caught me the most off guard in terms of, I wasn't expecting him because it's not as complex as my expectations I would have of him doing choreo. But I like the hybrid of those involved. It's so dope. The clap is nice. It goes boom. Yeah, a little and it tailors into what we saw with Felix, and we bring it back. Yeah, and the breathing. We work hard. We're here for it. We love it. Yes. Finish. Thank you for the dance practice. This makes my heart sing and soar. I mean, for me, I'd say, who needs a music video? Just give me this and every track, and I will be a happy camper. And I hope you guys enjoyed this with me. This was so because this means now I could actually learn it. I have peace of mind and in the approach on it. This is just wonderful. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Like I said, I have taken a look at the music video and the performance version, and hopefully I'll be able to look at the making of music video. And if they have other things for this comeback, I'll probably look at those too. I also have taken a look at over 100 different analysis of this group over the past couple months that you can go and take a look at on Patreon if you don't see it on YouTube, because most of it is not here. So I'm having a freaking blast. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me. I hope you learned something interesting. I am excited to learn from you, because I always tend to learn more out of the two exchanges, and so please interact and comment and let me know what is your favorite part of the choreo now that you see it isolated in just the fixed cam, nothing cinematically manipulated manipulative about it. I want to hear from you as somebody who, you know, loves looking at choreo and dissecting it as a choreographer myself. Once again, my name is Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.